She used a busy cafe as her office for 4 hours. I run a small cafe in a busy area, and we get a lot of foot traffic during lunch hours. Last week, a new customer came in around noon, bought a small coffee, and then set up her laptop at a table meant for two. She stayed for nearly 4 hours, during which time the cafe was packed, and several customers were waiting for seating. 1/4. I politely approached her after 2 hours and said, "I hope you're enjoying your time, but since it's our busiest time of day, we ask customers to limit their stay or place additional orders to support the business." She immediately got defensive, saying, "I paid for this coffee, so I have every right to stay here as long as I want." I explained that as a small business, 2/4. We rely on table turnover to accommodate more customers during peak hours, and I even offered her a free coffee to take with her. She refused, packed up angrily, and stormed out, calling me unprofessional. The next day, I noticed she left a scathing review online, saying the cafe was rude, greedy, and unwelcoming. She claimed I embarrassed her in front of everyone and treated her like she wasn't good enough to sit there. 3/4. The review got a lot of attention, and while some of my regulars defended me, others hinted I should have just let her stay to avoid bad PR. Now I'm second-guessing myself. Should I have handled it differently? Or was I right to prioritize paying customers who wanted to dine in? AITA for asking her to leave? 4/4. If this person ordered one small coffee, and that's all, that says the bulk of her stay was just loitering. The coffee went stone cold, or was completely finished, in 30 minutes. So she was sustaining herself from a water bottle she likely brought in, technically violating an outside food rule, if you have one. Your gaff, your rules. By the way, I'd have kicked the selfish, entitled as well, long before the 4 hours. Honestly, in France, she would have been given the bill and the lunch setting would have happened at the table. She would have been instructed to go or order lunch. Put a friendly sign up about hours that tables are needed for customers dining in. Signs on the tables. That crafts a publicized policy and makes the table visit mere enforcement. Make sure your online presence casually shows the signs. Yes, people can go online and leave a false review, but if you encourage every customer to leave a positive one, the stinker becomes an outlier. If it's not posted, then it's a you issue. People are used to using coffee shops for work. Coffee shops aren't offices. Posted or not, I would have kicked her cheap sorry ass out at 1 hour. Now, if she had apologized and said she didn't realize the time or she couldn't afford much else and was trying to work on a resume or a student or anything nice, even if lying, if let her stay. But your good customers don't want to prick around. Use the European method and have other customers sit at the table as well. That's not good. Should only be there maybe half an hour or hour at best. She's using your cafe as her office. Not okay. You did the right thing. Maybe establish a 1-hour limit? Years ago, I worked remote, but we could only get satellite internet where we lived. I exceeded our bandwidth every month and was severely throttled for at least a week every month. I would then have to float places that I could work. But the McDonald's had signs posted that you would only use their Wi-Fi for an hour. Starbucks and the library were about the only places that I could stay at for more than a few hours at a time. My point, post a sign with some rules. Starbucks with their comfy chairs and tables helped the entitled types think this is all right behavior. Nah, go home or to the library if you need to do this. Café in Oxford got so fed up of the mummies and their buggies, buying one coffee, staying for hours, taking up all the space, and putting off his regular customers because of all the kids running around, crying, screaming, etc. He barred them all with a no buggies sign. They did the usual Esm fit, but his business blossomed without them. Maybe do the same with laptop users. They are a real pain for the rest of us too. We had one young guy who would come into the Bucks every day, get a cup of water, and sit there literally all day playing games on his laptop, like it was his mom's basement. Bucks policy was you couldn't kick anyone out if they weren't causing trouble. Sometimes you have to bite the bullet to engender good customer relations. Sucks, I know. It is totally unacceptable for anyone to take up table space in any cafe after they have finished their coffee. I'd have gone up to her at least every 10-15 minutes to interrupt and asking if she wanted anything else, and if the answer is no. More than twice, Just turn the Wi-Fi off for a while till she leaves. If it were a full-service restaurant, she wouldn't do it. Why should a cafe put up with it? Just rude. You're primarily a cafe, not a computer hub. She was being selfish and taking away money from your business. I'd have given her an hour, and then she'd have been told to leave in no uncertain terms and barred. Coffee costs $X. But workspace rental is $X. X per hour. Will that be cash or card? Seriously though, for every potential customer who gets turned off by reading her review, you gotta figure there was an actual customer who was annoyed by not having a place to sit. So your only mistake was not asking her to leave sooner. I frequent a Panera for lunch in my college town. Nothing is worse than when students take an entire table to work on their laptops for hours. I don't go there anymore. I'm beginning to see why, in some countries, restaurants have a minimum spending per customer to avoid people hogging tables and not ordering anything. Multiple persons would take up one table for hours with only one person drinking a coffee. Sounds like these rules are made for people like her. No Wi-Fi, no plugs. Tables during food rush are for eating food. Make signage and get used to still having to explain the signage. People are bereft of common courtesy in the U.S. You are absolutely in the right. Every table, a chair in a public location doesn't need to be someone's work from home venue. Those tables and chairs drive your business. You were right to ask her to leave. One cup of coffee does not entitle her to occupy a table for 4 hours. Not like, there wasn't a Starbucks down the street she could have gone to? That's what she was looking for. Her situational awareness was way off and turned into rudeness. I'd also respond to the review if possible. Get the whole story out there. When you pass out the Wi-Fi password, put a note, Wi-Fi is for customers only, 1 hour limit at peak times, and make the password 1 hour Wi-Fi. I'd be tempted to name your cafe and see if you can turn some of this online support into more business. I think you handled it very well. The customer was defensive because they had a guilty conscience and knew that they were taking advantage of your hospitality. Put up a sign saying, "This is not your office." Do not let her bully you. That is 100% what is going on here. I'm so sick of the lack of common courtesy. The coffee shop I go to has a sign asking people to limit their time to 60 or 90 minutes for an inside table. No, the customer was being self-entitled. Staying for hours with a small coffee. Ridiculous. The customer was the one in the wrong. This sounds like clickbait. Was it 4 hours as first stated? Or was it 2 hours? Doesn't say it took you 2 hours to get her out of there, so which is it? You didn't read it very carefully. She said it was a total of 4 hours, but after 2 hours, she approached the woman. Not clickbait. Post a sign on the wall, politely informing customers of your cafe's policy. Put up a sign, then you can just point to it. Maybe it's because I am old, but I don't understand the working at coffee shops thing. Do people not have coffee and an internet connection at home? Why work in public? No, you are within your right. You may want to post a notice that if you are occupying a table more than 2 hours, we may ask you to leave. You kinda got to eat it the first time it happens. Then run to a sign maker to post your policy conspicuously. You need to post something on the walls about there being a time limit. Otherwise, how are customers supposed to know? You can't rely on people not to take advantage. In case no one knows this, businesses are not public spaces, they are private property. No one has a right to be there. A business may refuse service for any reason, as long as that reason is not because a person is a member of a protected class. You can't refuse service to all Black people, for example. It is perfectly fine to refuse service to someone who is loitering. Your shop is not her office. Give her directions to a public library. She knows buying one coffee doesn't give her the right to use your cafe as a free workspace. I would put up a notice stating anyone using a table for more than 30 minutes needs to order a meal too. If longer than an hour, then they need to pay the rate for an internet cafe. She must have finished her coffee, so she's no longer a customer. She can leave. Your business, your choice. It may be time to post a sign at the entrance that outlines your policy for busy lunch hours, etc. I work in a cafe in Glasgow, and we have clear signage that between 12 and 2 p.m., tables have a 90-minute limit. Maybe place a sign limiting the length of time a table can be occupied? Not the local cafe isn't your home office. What would you do if you were in a situation like this? Tell us in the comments. If you enjoyed this story, leave a like and subscribe to Thread Stories for